the top teams in the nation set to square off and see who has the upper hand, at least for the moment. A top 10 in-conference showdown awaits. Welcome to the home of the Penn State Nittany Lions, Beaver Stadium in State College, Pennsylvania. As we'll see the number 2 team in the country, the Wisconsin Badgers, taking on last year's national champions, the Penn State Nittany Lions. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. And the Badgers will get us underway with the opening kickoff. So Penn State's offense will be first on the attack. And what a performance, an aerial show from this guy in the last game, and he has to have a ton of confidence coming into this one, David.
Yeah, it was a great week. And watching that tape before this game, like you could tell, man, he was seeing it quick. The ball was coming out, just touchdowns at will. A really nice day. And I think, Jesse, you take that and you start to build on it for this offense and really continue to trust him to make plays through the air.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think he really earned his offensive coordinator's trust after that performance. So I'm anticipating the playbook to expand a little bit in this game. Maybe see some new schemes in the passing game just based on what this guy was able to do the last time he took the field.
And they pick up just a few on that completion. Here's why this one's so much fun, guys. Early in the season, sort of a proving ground type of game for a couple of squads that believe they could win it all.
And we've heard so much in this offseason, right, about both of these teams and top 10 teams preseason. Now you get a chance to prove it. Like, now you get a chance to see who are the dudes on the squad. These are always fun early in the season, Jesse.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to find out what these teams are about because we've seen both teams beat up on weaker competition. We know they're both very talented, but let's see good against good and find out what they are.
And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down, second down coming. Backed up now, here's second and long. The give is to Smith. Able to pick his way forward for a decent game before the defense gets him down. They need the 40 to convert here on third down. A run for the quarterback. Pass the sticks, and he may get more.
You know, you don't need to be an absolute blazer to have success running the football as a QB. You just need to know where to pick your spots, finding holes, reading blocks, falling forward. This quarterback does all that.
Makes a stop in the backfield. He'll lose 4.
Well, just nothing doing on that last run, and they knew coming into this one they were going to be challenged, right? This is one of the best defenses in all of college football. For them to have any shot, they're going to have to do a lot better running the football.
And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
And those screen passes, I want those defensive linemen to run right up the field, and I want to throw it right over their head where I got some space and I can get my running back going. That is the opposite of what happened right there. There was no space. He couldn't even get there.
This defense makes a play, stopping him well short, and it'll be fourth down from the 24. They're happy enough to try to take the points as the field goal unit heads out. And this one is perfect. And with that, they break the seal on the scoring. It's 3-0.
This is a team that really prides themselves on starting fast. We've seen that before, and here they are playing at home today. Nice job on the opening drive. Lots of poise, good emotion. They don't get the touchdown they would have liked, but they kick a nice field goal. They've got the lead. Head coach has to be happy.
So the Wisconsin Badgers offense headed onto the field. Our first look at them today. And they're going to have to contend with a secondary that is one of the best in the nation, Jesse.
And they're a complete secondary, too. When you watch them on film, they're very good defending the pass and coverage. They can play man and zone, but I like them, David, because they're not afraid to put their face in the fan. Everybody in the back end likes to tackle and likes to be physical. That's what makes them special.
Yeah, and it's just an elite group in the back end. Multiple guys that win their individual matchups, which makes it hard to run offense. And this is a group that, yes, they tackle well, they see the football well, they break on it well. You better worry about the ground game. You better get some kind of deception going against this secondary.
This crowd trying to make life miserable for this offense. Runs through the tackle. Turning it on.
I love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
I thought white noise was supposed to be relaxing. This is deafening on third down. They'll get him on the ground at the 46, and it'll be a first down. The Badgers look to keep this drive humming. Wants to throw on first down. Just a short pass to the tight end. Defense covering it up and not letting the offense get it back. It's a turnover.
You've got to have better ball security on offense. The football possession, that is priceless. Losing possession, turning the ball over, that kills you in games, that loses games. That is a bad, bad play at a bad time.
They'll get this started from their own 45-yard line. The coach wants the officials to have another look at the monitor. Using a timeout here, thinks the call is going to end up going his way. Might have to give that coach a flag and a whistle. He was right on in his view of the play, and the officials agree and overturn the call. The gift to the tailback. They knock him down at the 40. It's a pickup of 5, and that will be enough for a first down. And the Badgers pounded the rock to move the sticks. Now back to work. To the ground. He's got it again. And he'll pick up a few yards before he's dragged down, and that'll be the end of the first quarter. We've come to the end of the quarter, and it's Penn State on top. And we've come to the end of one, and let's take a quick moment to catch up on the stats. First play of the period will be a second down. Wants to go up top. Gets it out fast. Just making a play, getting it to the 23-yard line. It'll be first down. The Badgers moving quickly to the line.
Nice job by the quarterback, seeing the receiver come open, getting him the football, making the first down, and they like to do this. When they make a first down, they want to go fast, they want to crank up the tempo.
What a great job they've done in Big Ten play up to this point, and you see them now feeling as if they can accomplish something big.
No doubt, Reese, and I think it's a great start to the season. Like, again, you have goals and you have midpoints to the season where you're at right now. This is where you want it to be. You want it to be in the mix in one of the best conferences in all of college football, and Jesse, they're doing that in the Big Ten.
Yeah, they've been able to handle the stage and handle the pressure. With every win, that makes the next game that much bigger, and they've shown up on big stages on national television, and they've been able to deliver. This game, though, is the biggest yet. If they keep on the pace they're at, they're going to be playing for a Big Ten championship.
And it looks as if they're going to try a field goal. It's good. And guys, after that field goal, brand new ball game, all tied up.
And that's not the way they wanted to end the drive, but nice job being ready and your field goal kicker coming through and putting 3 points on the board.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Penn State sends the offense back onto the field. David, they couldn't pay off that last drive with a touchdown.
Now they moved the ball down the field and executed like they wanted to until they stalled out.
Breaks into the open. They stop him just short of the first down, but it will be second and inches coming up.
Well, you got to give the defense a lot of credit on this play because they were doing a nice job understanding who had the football and where they were. So a nice job by the defense rallying around that ball carrier and now not giving up the first down.
And he'll get it up to the 38. It'll be a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Pressure coming. He's going to run it.
Defense is all about creating negative plays. And he does a really good job at the quarterback spot of not taking sacks. Like, that's a great job. He wants to throw the football. The clock goes off. He takes off. He gets a positive game.
Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down. The Nittany Lions come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Might as well give it to him again. Got a little space. There he goes. Slippery slide. Find his way and ran away from the crowd into the end zone. Touchdown, Penn State.
I love the execution on that play. Great blocking up front just to get the ball carrier an opportunity in the second level of the defense. And then at that point, it was make a guy miss and use the speed. That was a perfectly executed play.
The kickoff bounces through the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 25. Here comes the Wisconsin offense to go back to work. They'll start this drive down by a touchdown, trailing 10-3. A run to the right. Forges ahead, picks up about 3 to the 29.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Makes the grab down the middle. They'll mark him down at the 40 after ripping off 10. And the Badgers in the hurry up.
And it's frustrating as a defense when you give up that first down and you give up that pass play. But here we go with this offense. They're right back on the ball. You got to flush that. You got to get lined up. And you got to communicate.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Looking to fire. Got his man on the right. He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short. We're at the 2-minute timeout. It's been a good one so far. Opportunity for this offense perhaps to take the lead before halftime. The decibel meter's about to explode. One of the great environments, wide out level noise. And they'll miss the connection here on 3rd down.
Defense did a great job. 3rd and short on the opponent's side of the field. They're expecting quick throw. Everybody, they dug their heel on the ground. They're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
On 4th down, going to the air. Converts on 4th down, and he's still going. Not much of a 4th down gamble when it's that much of a sure thing. An easy conversion for this offense.
That tells you a lot about their confidence in this quarterback. 4th down early in the game on your own end, and you go for it, but when you make decisions and throws like that, it's easy to see why.
To the air on 1st down. Throws for the tight end. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces 2nd down. Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. Just keeps swinging it. With the catch, it's Dupree. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands.
Hold on.
We'll repeat the previous down, but this time the offense has 10 more yards it has to cover. Let's see what they've got on 2nd down. Back to pass. Here's the pressure. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
And as a defense, you're going to give up plays, and receivers are going to make nice catches, but it's your job to limit the damage. Great job by the defense. As soon as he catches the football, they get him on the ground. Don't allow any of those big plays after the catch.
the field. Tight game here late in the first half.
Wisconsin.
Boy, if they don't convert this fourth down, there will be questions to be answered. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Finds his tight end. They stop him short of the marker. They'll turn it over on downs.
And aggressive play calls. Everybody wants you to be aggressive. They're aggressive. They take their shot. Now they got to live with a little bit of the consequences. They turn the football over on downs. Now their defense has to go out on the field and make some stops.
And the defense had that one well covered. Just a short game there. Oh, they dial up on second and a long way to go. They'll run play action. That's reeled in. It's Denmark. He'll be brought down, and that's the final play of the half. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Guys, after seeing that, sign me up for another 2 quarters there in Happy Valley. And talk about a first half for the dude in that backfield. That coaching staff has been giving rave reviews on a weekly basis. And through 2 quarters today, he's been a complete game changer. He's breaking the will of this defense, and that's something that's just very tough to quantify. And with that, let's send it back to the guys inside Beaver Stadium.
All right, Kevin about ready to get things cranked back up here. The Nittany Lions will boot it away to start the second half. On the move from inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Okay, here comes the Wisconsin offense onto the field. They start this third quarter, 1-possession game, and hoping to get an early drive going.
This offense is ready. They're ready to take the field here and see if they can get something established. They don't have to change everything and reinvent the wheel. They've had some successes in the first half, so let's get that continued here in the opening drive.
Yeah, and I love getting that break at half to go talk with my coaches and pick my offensive coordinator's brain so I know exactly what I need to do to attack this defense, and I get ball first.
Here comes the noise from this big crowd in Happy Valley on third down. Caught in the backfield, it's Dupree. And it's pretty obvious there was a big hole in that screen, and the defense ran right through it. The Badgers will punt this one away. The punters have had the day off up to this point, first one of the game. And he's going to get it up to about the 29-yard line before he's brought down. Quarterback empties his backfield. Sends it back in motion. The option look. Oh, and he can't hold the pitch, and the ball's loose. And the fumble will go out of bounds. They'll lose a few on that one. Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. Wants to go up top. Looking down the middle. And they'll pick up the first down and mark it up for 47. This offense is like running a perfection drill in practice against air. Chunk play after chunk play. And here they come again.
Now, when I can run the football like that on first down and create 2nd and inches and stay way ahead of the sticks and be in a position now where I can throw the football or run, I will have a lot of success on the offensive side of the football.
Off the bootleg, wants to toss it. Caught over the middle, it's Reynolds. Defense is there to make the stop, but he's got the first down, and they'll have it 1st and goal at the 6. They ripped off a huge chunk, and now a little chunk is needed to pay it off. He's going for the goal line. He's down at the 1, and they almost had the touchdown pass on that one. Looking for just 1 more yard. It's 2nd and goal. They'll try to pound their way in. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. You can't afford to squander these opportunities once you get into the red zone. Twice they've been denied. Here's 3rd and goal. Absolutely nowhere to go as his defense makes a 3rd down stop. So the offense will try to punch it in here on 4th and goal from the 1. Slams ahead. He's not going to get there. Stop short on 4th down.
And how about the defense coming up big on 4th and short? You know they're going to run the football. Great job stacking the box, getting the big stop.
And they don't pick up anything right there, but at least they avoid getting tackled in their own end zone.
Stopping the run is about physicality. It's about I'm bigger than you, I'm stronger than you up front. Really nice job by the defense.
There he goes. And he won't quite get there, but boy, after that pickup, just a few inches to go for the first. An array of possibilities here. Listen to this crowd just shaking the girders of this place, trying to help their defense. Lowers those pads. That kind of play will get a drive started or help your field position. They've got it at the 27. And the Badgers getting set on 1st and 10. Fires to the wideout. Incomplete thanks to the great defensive pressure there that sort of threw them out of rhythm.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open. That's why that one fell incomplete.
The Badgers racing to the line in the hurry-up. It'll be a run on 3rd and short. He'll have enough to move the chains. It's 1st down at the 38. What a day it's been on the ground for these two guys, and they just seem to get stronger as the game goes along as we take a look at the numbers. One more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory. Final stands in the game, and we'll start with the 1st down. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Makes the catch. It's Dupree. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground cover to pick up the first. You want to talk about building a drive around a guy first on the ground and now using him in the passing game.
And you get so much bang for your buck because you can split him out wide. You can fake it to him and throw it. This is the guy that really stretches the field and makes you decide how you want to defend him. A linebacker, a safety, whatever it is, it's usually not good enough when he's receiving the ball in the backfield.
Here's the handoff. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
Well, the offensive line had everybody blocked except the defensive end. He was able to sneak into the backfield and get the tackle for us.
Going to swing it on 2nd down. Quarterback needs to make a better throw there. Incomplete.
Another incompletion, and I've said that a lot, and these teams are just struggling. I mean, the offense just doesn't know what to do. Nothing's working, ground game, throw game. It's kind of been a rock fight on both sides.
That will be enough to move the chains and give them a 1st down in the red zone at the 14. And the Badgers didn't start this drive with great field position, but they have moved methodically down the field. Trying to cap this drive with the pass. Firing to the right, complete. They get it down to the 7 on that pass play in prime position for a score. 2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Looking for a physical attack from the guy. Couldn't quite nudge it in. Not sure you could get much closer, but it'll be 1st and goal. And a big opportunity for this offense to tie the game up in the 4th with a touchdown. And they can't punch it in with a 1st down run, and the defense has 1 stop. Man, oh man, the ball carrier was just shut down.
And I tell you what, they need some push up front too, right? We got to move those defensive linemen out of the way, at least create a hole so your running back has a chance. Not there, he didn't have it.
And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Badgers.
And they pay off the drive with a touchdown run, but what a drive. Almost the full length of the field, 98 yards. That's how you put a drive together when you're backed up on your own 2-yard line and get 6.
Looking for the tie with the extra point. And that extra point was good, and we are deadlocked here in the 4th. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Dynamite matchup this week in the American Fellows let's show you what's going down. Florida Atlantic is trailing right now, and I know it may look bleak, but this team needs to regroup, remind itself it's at home, and remember just how quickly things can change. They're trailing by 12 to Memphis. Ought to be fun, fellas, to see how things play out in this notable matchup in the American.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys have been keeping an eye on it for us. After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. Finds the tight end. He works his way up to the 33 and is pushed out of bounds. And the Nittany Lions are at the line trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. Grab near the marker. It's Denmark. Solid work and execution there. They'll have a first down as they mark it at the 4. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Tight end now in motion. The run from the shotgun. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. The clock stopped. 2 minutes left to play in this one. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Gets the back moving. Back to pass on 2nd down. Snagged in the middle. It's Smith. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. And that'll be incomplete. They certainly weren't afraid to take a shot there, and now it's 4th down. The Nittany Lions will send out the punt unit. First time we've seen their punt team this afternoon. First one's on its way, and the leg ought to be strong. Only called on twice in the victory last week. And Wisconsin has its offense back on the field. And points have been hard to come by in this one. They'll try to put together a drive. Offense in a split backfield. Looking to throw on 1st down. And he just flat missed it. Sometimes you see a guy, he's open, and you try to baby it too much, and it was a bad throw.
Well, I know it hasn't been a tremendous day statistically for this quarterback, but his decision-making has been good enough to win this game. Hasn't thrown a lot of TDs so far, but when things aren't open, he throws it away like on that play right there. He's not putting his team in a bad spot. That's why they still have a shot to walk out of here with a W.
The gun wants to pass. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up. The Badgers line up to punt it away. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Catches it cleanly at the 20. The solid return there offsets some of the punt yardage and really sets up this offense nicely. Opening snap of this drive comes from the 38-yard line. Looking to throw on 1st down. Grab behind the line. It's Smith. And that defense is there to guide him out of bounds after a short gain. Score is deadlocked, and the clock is winding down. Back to throw, and he needs to make a play. Quickly out to the tight end. Tackled almost immediately. They're well short of the 1st down. Looking to throw on 3rd. Rushes on him. Man, did he pay for it with that hit as he got rid of the ball.
And we need more of this from this defense, man. They have let this guy have too much time to throw the football. They haven't gotten that jersey dirty yet, haven't sacked him. But this is just as good as a sack. Getting to him, hitting him, letting him feel the physicality of this game, and not letting him feel comfortable.
Opening play of this drive will come from their own 23. Starts a drive trying to go up top. Got a man, it's Hilton. The offense uses a timeout, 20 ticks remaining.
Man, this quarterback is going to have to be deadly accurate here in this 2-minute situation, right? And that's really what he's had to be all game long. He hasn't had a lot of yards because the coverage has just been so tight. He's had to be pinpoint perfect. It's been hard just to find completions, no doubt. It's going to be the same thing here in this 2-minute drill.
Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Wants to pass, and he's got to make a play. What a job to lay out and make the catch. They'll call timeout with 9 seconds left on the clock. And the Badgers have it with a 1st and 10. Looking downfield on 1st down. Forced out of the pocket. And the defense gets home and makes a play at the 37-yard line. Timeout is called with just a single second left. The Badgers have put themselves in dire straits after that last play at 2nd and a mile. Looking up top, and time is of the essence. He's going to let one fly down the middle. It's incomplete, and the clock strikes 0, and we are headed to overtime. 4 quarters not enough to settle this one. We're headed to overtime.
And these teams have played so well, back and forth, evenly contested game. How about a little free football, Jesse?
Yeah, I love this, David. Free football. Finding out which of these 2 teams is the most mature. Who can settle down now with the game on the line and make the big play.
All right, guys, so here we go in overtime. And just to refresh everyone's memory, alternating possessions starting on the opponent's 25.
And you want to play defense first because you want to know what you need. That's a key philosophical approach for most teams when it comes to overtime.
Yeah, and remember the rule change a couple years ago, too, in the second overtime and 2-point conversion. So all this stuff is situational type football that you better have worked on throughout these weeks of the season.
They'll snap it from the 25 here on 1st down. Pulled down after a nice run, and they're in the red zone at the 19.
Now, when I'm in OT and I start to get in this territory, I gotta be thinking touchdown. What are my plays that I can go to now? I ran the football, I showed a little bit of conservativeness. Now I gotta take advantage of a shot out wide. What's my best go-to play in this situation?
He's tackled right at the 10-yard line, and they're trying to cash in on this drive. The crowd getting behind this defense as they try to get a stop in the red zone. Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back. Wrestled down at the 8-yard line as they threaten deep in the red zone. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. From the gun to give, looking for room. Touchdown, Wisconsin! They strike first here in overtime. Follow the blockers. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and, slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. Now on 1st down, they need to answer with a touchdown. Lost a throw on 1st down. Fires to the tight end.
Nice quick throw there. It's so important for quarterbacks to be able to find a rhythm and to be comfortable and confident. You want to just get the ball out quickly, make it an accurate and easy throw. And you can tell that these 2 guys, they rep that play in practice all the time, and it's now showing up here.
And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical and pass deep.
And that's your goal. Separate man from ball. Try to get your shoulder in there on the catch point and really give him something to think about. Physically jar that football and knock it out. Nice job by the defender.
Grabbed in the backfield. It's Smith. He ended up losing yardage on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
When they try to spit it out to the running back on the perimeter of the field, you saw the speed and recognition by the defense, though, how quickly they were able to get to the back and get him down for a big loss.
On fourth down, trying to find his man. That'll do it! The sack ends it as the defense puts the final nail in the coffin. What a show both of these teams put on today. Couple of outstanding squads, hotly contested battle all the way to the very end.